حي على الفلاح.
I want a kingdom that is suited to my capabilities. Give me the resources that match my talents. لا ينبغي لأحد من بعدي means basically customize my kingdom to me. What I'm capable of handling. Ya Allah, don't give me resources that are beyond my capability. Don't make, then I'll feel bad that I had this stuff and I couldn't put it to work. You need to give me things that I can actually handle. I ask your forgiveness that I'm not capable of more. But give me what is within my capacity, within my capability. لا ينبغي لأحد من بعدي. You're the one who keeps on giving gifts over and over and over again. This is an incredible dua in which you and I are learning to ask something from Allah. Ya Allah, you and I, each of us would ask, Ya Allah, you have given me certain talent, certain opportunity. You have given me certain capability. You have given me certain wealth. Now Allah, give me the strength, the will, the moral will, the spiritual strength to put this stuff to good use. You know, I don't like this attitude at all. I think it's poisonous. The poisonous thing is, I don't want dunya, I just want deen. Where did you get this idea? I don't want dunya, I just want deen. And what does that even mean? Well, I just want to do something for the akhirah. I just want to pray. Is one of the most inspirational places in the Quran that I can't get over is even the ayah of dain, the ayah of loans, the longest ayah in the Quran, business transactions. Business transactions. You don't get more materialistic than business transactions, people. And yet the guy who knows how to write the loan contract, فَلْيَكْتُبْ مِمَّا عَلَّمَهُ اللَّهُ. He should write based on what Allah taught him. Allah didn't teach him. He learned how to write business contracts from the people who taught him how to write business contracts. And it's not a spiritual education. It's an education in finance and accounting. And Allah calls it, Allah taught him. The same verbiage that's used for Allah teaching the Quran. مِمَّا عَلَّمَهُ اللَّهُ فَلْيَكْتُبْ. He gave nobility to even someone who learned business transactions as something spiritual if it's done for the right reasons. We don't separate worldly life from spiritual life in this Islam. We don't. We submit our worldly life to a higher goal. We excel in this worldly life for a higher goal. Your career should mean something more than just putting food on your table. Your educational aspirations, the young people that are sitting here. What is your life going to be worth? What do you want to do with your life? Oh, I like photography. Why do you like photography? What are you going to do with photography? You can like photography, but have a vision, have a purpose. That is khair. I kind of like it. Not good enough. Give me something real. Produce something. Have a vision for something. Resources are not a problem for Allah. Wealth and resources and capability, physical capability, will never be a problem for this ummah. It will never, ever be a problem for this ummah. The only problem for this ummah will be its willpower to do the right thing. That's the only problem that's going to be there. One half of khair, one meaning of khair is the material good. The other meaning of khair is the goodwill and the good deeds. That's where the problem lies for this ummah. Our intention to do good. Our will and our drive to do good. When you have that, you watch the wealth and the resources just come. It'll just come. Because you didn't want it. You wanted the good. That was just a stepping stone to get to the good. That's all it was. And when Allah sees that in you, He opens the doors of rizq. وَإِنَّ لَهُ عِنْدَنَا لَزُلْفَى وَحُسْنَ مَآبٍ. Oh, and He has a very beautiful place with us. You know, He has this beautiful, by the way, if you look at Sulaiman alayhi salam, only in the worldly sense. If you know nothing about his spiritual life, you know nothing about him being a prophet, and you just look at him, somebody walks by and sees him, he sees a magnificent king with gorgeous horses and an endless navy, and like ridiculous looking, scary looking things, I think they're jinn or something, you know, birds. He sees a person who has the best of worldly life. Wouldn't you see that? And you know what we think sometimes? We think if you have the best worldly life, you won't have the good akhirah. If you have good things in this life, probably chances are you won't get good things in akhirah. Akhirah is for poor people. You know? And this concept is corrupted. Akhirah is for people who don't have dunya in their heart. It has nothing to do with what you have in your hand. There are some people who have no worldly gains in their hand, but materialism is seeped inside their heart. Even if they're completely bankrupt, they are still people of dunya. And then there are people who are trillionaires, billionaires. But they have no ounce of it where? In their heart. In their heart is just desire to do more good. That's all there's there. That's all they care about. And those people are people of akhirah. They can have the best of this life and the next because they don't care for the best of this life. That was just a means to an end. That's all it was for them. This surah and the sequencing of it, I talked to you about before, but the sequencing of prophets also. Immediately followed after this is Ayyub alayhi salam. Ayyub alayhi salam is almost exactly the opposite of Sulaiman alayhi salam. Why? Has no control over his family, not even over his physical body. Sometimes Allah will give you endless resources. Other times Allah will give you zero resources. He won't even give you the resources of your own body. Some people will be tested with a lot of material good. And other people will be tested with absolutely no material good. Nothing. And yet both of them, look at the language of Allah Azza wa Jal. By the end when Allah describes it, وَإِنَّهُ عِنْدَنَا لَزُلْفَى وَحُسْنَ مَآبٍ. He also has great status with us. He also enjoys this high status, subhanAllah. So it's not that your measure with Allah is determined by how much He gave you in this world. Because you might get confused if you only study the story of Sulaiman. You'll say, well, if Allah really wanted me to do good, He would have given me a lot of good resources. And that's how I know Allah likes me. Well, no, He loves Ayyub too. So Allah gives tests, sometimes with good and sometimes with harm. You have to navigate both of those tests and prove yourself to Allah. Because through both of them, for both of them, these were just a means to an end. The difficulty is a means to something higher. And the ease is means to something higher. When the difficulty and the ease, when they become your end, that's when you lose sight of what this iman is about, subhanAllah. I'm particularly moved by this dua as I leave you guys, because I honestly think that we need an inspired young generation that is going to take this message of the Qur'an and is going to bring its light to every career. Every career. Some of you are going to go into the medical profession, some of you will be architects, some of you will be engineers, some of you will be historians, political scientists, anthropologists, I don't know, media people, animation people. You're going to be all kinds of crazy people. But whatever you are, you're going to excel in it. You're going to have your Safinatul Jihad. You're going to have your Ferrari horses ready to run in every one of those fields. And you're going to do them because you have a higher purpose. You want that career to mean something more than just money. You want it to mean something much, much bigger. And you want to show the excellence of Islam and the fact that you can live a life of dhikr no matter what career you do, no matter what path you take. You will still live a life of dhikr. And you will not forget Allah Azza wa Jalla. And you will exhaust your resources until they depart into the sunset, and still you'll want to give more and more and more. And even if you do hit a setback, it won't stop you from giving. You will make smart decisions, you'll learn from your mistakes, and you'll keep on moving forward. This is what the Ummah needs right now. This is what it needs. And this was the inspiration given to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that whatever resources are at your disposal, more or less, you work with them and you exhaust them to their maximum. You put them to work. Famous ayah, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Just that one part. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Simply translated, Allah does not burden anyone except to their capacity. Allah does not burden anyone except to their capacity. Except, the problem linguistically is that would have been if the ayah was لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا بوسعها. If the ba was there, I would have no problem translating Allah does not burden a person except to their capacity. By removing the ba, what Allah did is a kind of tawassu', which means something drastically different and powerful. What it means then is Allah does not test or does not burden a person except with their own potential. Listen to what I'm saying again. Allah does not burden a person except with their own what? Potential. Wait a second. That means I got an 80 on a test, but I had the potential to get 100. Allah will ask me what? How come you didn't go for the 100? Just because you were good, it was good enough to get by. Mediocrity, you were just getting by and that was good enough. No, Allah will test you with your excellence, with the maximum potential you have. You and I will have to constantly ask ourselves, what more could I accomplish? What more could I accomplish? What more could I accomplish? And the only thing you're going to have to fear is your delusional fear that you're not capable. You are capable. You are capable. Allah burdened you with capability. Allah burdened you with amazing potential. And you're going to keep pushing that potential over and over and over again, testing it. Because until you test it, you don't know what your potential is. You just don't know.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. If you enjoyed this video, please do share it with friends and family. If you want to see more videos from this series, click on the box at the top. If you want to see other videos, click on the box at the bottom. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks.